Okay, hello. This is the first time I've ever done this. So we're in the Cadillac, and I'm gonna go wash the engine, and hopefully it'll start after I wash it. One of those magic wand places, that you used to be able, you put quarters in. Well, now they take credit cards, but you have the soap comes out, the high pressure wand, all that stuff. So there's one across town, and that's where we're going. And you can go with me. Come along for the ride. I was going to turn some music on, but you know what? That would be a copyright issue, huh? I guess. All right, here we go. So today, crap. I was supposed to finish doing inventory on my whiskey collection, or my spirits collection, and that's over in. I have it in storage. I had to take it in storage because I was storing it in the spare bedroom, and my niece moved in, and she took the bedroom. So I had to get a storage shed, and it looked real big. It was like 10 by 15. I'm like, wow, this is huge. And about 3 hours later, I had it filled, and I needed more room. So, I got so much crap. I got a ton of stuff I'm trying to get rid of. I want to simplify my life. And what do they call that? Declutter or unclutter. There's a name for when you want to. They got a name for that when you want to get rid of all your stuff. What do they call that? Ideally, I'd like to go live in Key West. Just get away from everybody. But I haven't really planned for that. It's more of a dream rather than a plan. Not to say I can't do it. I could do it, but although, I need to make some more money. And life as a general contractor is not so great right now out here. I do a lot of bids. Not 99% residential stuff for new builds, remodels, and whatnot. And people pick my brain, they consult with me, I go back and forth. We just sometimes spend months doing stuff. I pay for material takeoffs at lumber yards. Down to the last screw, basically. Give them ideas on how to build it better structurally, aesthetically. And then lately, when it gets time, when the rubber meets the road, you give them a bid, and they look at it, and then they're like probably in shock. I'd like to see their faces when they see it. Usually it's emailed, and I'm sure what the first thing they say to each other is, "Honey, we got to find somebody cheaper." Because the state of California just got my hands tied. Workman's comp, all insurance, blah blah blah, payroll, and you got to charge a certain amount. And then they end up calling, Jose down at Home Depot with the pickup truck. He comes in with all his buddies and works for cash. I sit at home. So it's kind of happening a lot more. It's happening a lot. Commercially, it doesn't happen so much because you just can't get away with it commercially. But when it comes to residential, and part of the problem is the state. They force me to be legal, but they don't really enforce the legal aspect of the trades. They don't come down to these people unless you become a snitch. And even then, you could rat somebody out. They might not even show up if they're too busy. But I don't want to be a rat, so I just go on about my business, and whatever happens, happens. ironically, that's how I got my license. I got caught. I was working as an unlicensed contractor years ago, and it was relatively simple to get my license. I mean, I didn't even study for the test. I just went down and took it. I got a book, and I was going to study because I was nervous, like, oh, well, am I going to pass this thing? It's a two-part test. There's the law, the legal aspect, and then there's the trades. The trades I had down. It was the law part that I thought, I might have trouble with that. And you have to understand it because you got to know the legalities and you have to know how to run a business, which I'm still learning. My books are so messed up. I mean, my accountant, hates me. Actually, I fired my accountant because she gave me so much crap, and then she threatened to quit. And then I just took it upon. When she threatened to quit, I just said, "Okay, I'll go somewhere else." And then I kind of called her bluff. She didn't really. I don't think she wanted me to let her go, but I was sick of her mouth. I mean, just a nasty woman, hated life. So, so I'm currently not working. Everything's on hold. I've been on some nice projects too. I wish I could have gotten them. Not to say I might not get them still. I don't think anybody's building a couple of them, but I get a notice saying, "Oh, they want your bid, or revise your bid and resend it." And then I do that, and then it's crickets. Honestly, I think, and some of these people, they just take my bid and then they show it to somebody and say, "Hey, what can you do?" And a lot of these guys will come in, "Oh, just pay me $50 an hour cash." I mean, I did it for a number of years, and then I bought a house, and you can't live under the books, and establish anything in your life. So, I mean, you have to be above board. You can't get credit. I mean, I don't know how some of these guys even do it. I mean, how do you get credit when you don't have a history of earned income? I don't know. I think I'm ranting. The only reason I'm ranting is because I'm not working. And, an idle mind and idle hands drive you nuts. I am taking this opportunity to, get in a little bit better shape. Actually, I'm kind of bulking a little bit, but I got down to about 190, 188, 190, which is a pretty good weight for me. But I think I'm probably back up to 200. I mean, I'm not, in the last, I went hard for 6 months, 7 months, and then you get tired of it and you just start cheating a little here and there, and you get lazy. I mean, I have a gym at my house. I'll show it to you sometime. I have a gym at my house. I got it, after COVID hit, and it's right there, man. It's outside. It's covered though, and I got some nice equipment. Enough to do what I have to do. And even then, it's like lately, it's like it's 12 steps. But you got to get out there, and you got to get at it. And I started last night. I was going to work out, and I actually got going, and then started watching videos, and then I stopped. But I beat myself up over it all the time. But I'm in pretty good shape. And I bike a lot and all that stuff. So I mean, I got my cardiovascular health is exceptional right now. It's probably the best it's been in a long time. I just like to get my weight down probably another 15 pounds. I mean, I'm at 33 waist. I mean, that would be ideal for many people. But I look at myself. I'm about 34 waist probably. And in my opinion, that's fat. Because if I was not fat, I'm a 31. Yeah, to be honest, if I want to be honest with myself. And I fit into them. I have the clothes, but I'm not doing it now. It's harder to stay. Well, now I'm making excuses, but it is a little more difficult to stay thin when you're older and you're less active. You know, is that true? Maybe not. I think that's an excuse. It's a good excuse, though. You know, it would be nice to be able to take a magic pill and just be in shape all the time. Does that? I don't think that exists. No. Well, steroids, but that doesn't do that. Steroids will kill you. I do have some supplements that are like black market pills that and some potions, not potions, but like nootropics. I can't think of their names right now, but I have them. I have a couple at home in powder form and whatnot. That I'm in the wrong lane. Let me get over. That if you take them, it sharpens your thinking, it clears up your head, it keeps you more alert. They're kind of like, and then there's one that's supposed to make you more youthful in appearance and this and that, but you know, I don't know how much of that's placebo, how much of that's actually working. I took them for a while. I was into all these supplements, and I was in really good shape back. That was like 2019. And I was in good shape that year. And then COVID hit, and that was an excuse for everybody to say, "Oh, you know what? I'll just drink more and stay home and eat more." I love eating because I love cooking. But yeah, I really don't have much to complain about other than work. Sometimes I just think to myself, just get out of the whole trade stuff. You know, like I've been working in trades all my life, one form or another, and I should find another avenue for income. I mean, I really only need to make about $4,000 or $5,000 a month, and I can live really well because I'm already getting a residual income. But I don't really want to retire here in California. I'm in like the middle of the state, kind of just above San Francisco, and I've been here all my life. And you know, for some people it's paradise. I'm kind of sick of it. I mean, the weather's nice, but there's just so many people, and everybody's hustling because it's so expensive to live here, and everybody's busting their butt. You know, most people are. You know, I would say most immigrants are. White people are. A lot of them are lazy, including ones in my family. Are just lazy. I mean, I was one of the last generations to grow up where, you know, you didn't even think about being lazy. You just worked. I was working when I was in high school. I moved out when I was in high school. I was paying rent and working nights and going to school during the day. I graduated my senior year. I was already on my own working and living on my own, or sharing rent with a buddy, another good friend. And you know, as tough as that was back then, there's some of my best memories. Those were great days. It's kind of funny that when you think back, you know, that's a whole nother life, but you know, it's been so long. But when you think back to those days, you don't really remember any of the bad stuff. You just remember all the good stuff. It's like selective memory, and so you think back, you're like, oh, it was just so great. And it, you know, it wasn't. I was struggling. I mean, not if I really want to get down to the nuts and bolts of it, there was a lot of days I was struggling, but when you're young, it doesn't matter if you're struggling. I mean, where's this guy going? Hello? I guess you're driving a big, whatever, Mercedes tank thing. I forget where's this car wash at? Oh, I know where it's at. Anyway, what was I saying? So yeah. Oh, nothing like youth, you know. the ignorance of youth. But yeah, it was a lot of fun back in those days. Would I want to go back? The only way I'd like to go back would be if I knew what I know now, then go back. Oh man, I mean, I don't know the world. I mean, yeah, people would think I'm a god. You'd be so smart, and without even being smart, you would seem so smart if you had the knowledge that you acquire throughout your whole life. Oh, this guy's in a hurry to go to the bottle barn. If you had the knowledge, a whole lifetime's worth of knowledge, and then you could go back and start over again, and you're the only one that knows everything. And I'm talking about like what horse races, what horse comes in and stuff like that on the races. You already know all the answers to that. Can you imagine? No, that'd make it too easy. I think you get to be smart enough to know that you just don't gamble on the horses. I don't play the horses, but I mean once a year when it comes around to the fairgrounds. But you know, I've won once or twice. So basically, I lose. It's like $300 a year. It comes around, I give them $300. I should just mail it in. This last year, I didn't even go to the fair. I just went online and did it. I think I still have $100 on the books there. I did win one race, and I should go back online and gamble. There's always a horse race somewhere. I mean, I was surprised when I started that online thing with them, signed on and everything. I was surprised to see how many tracks there are across the country. There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of gambling going on. And then you add the other casinos in Las Vegas and the Indian casinos, and then Atlantic City and all that. Jeez. You know, and nobody's winning. My son gambles. He's kind of addicted to it. And once in a blue moon, he'll win like $5,000 or something, and he's all excited. And you know, I don't even get excited for him anymore, because you know, in 2 days it'll be gone. I mean, if you go gambling and you win $5,000, you're gonna go back. If you win $5,000, odds are you were already gambling pretty heavily just to be able to win that $5,000. Because you're not going to walk in there like just on a lark and say, I never gamble, but here, I'm going to put 5 quarters in, and boom, 5,000. That doesn't happen. So that means you've already spent hundreds and hundreds of, God, maybe thousands. He even took my grandmother's silverware and hawked it. And that's how bad it is. I mean, that's terrible. That's a terrible thing. I shouldn't have said that. So here it is, a car wash. Got any open days? And yes, we do. Okay. Well, what's this guy doing? Excuse me. I got a good bite here, but this one looks good. I don't know, they're all the same, right? I hope this car's. My mechanic says, "Oh, just wash it." I go, "It's aluminum. It'll be hot. I'll blow it up." He goes, "No, you won't." And I said, "Well, it won't start after, huh? The engine will be wet." He goes, "Nah, I ain't gonna hurt it." We shall see. Okay, bye.